Short disclaimer, some will not like this video, but I will tell you a secret that isn't one. Hello everyone and welcome to the Wolfszeit channel. Today with a very special topic, always special. It's called the AFK Gold. And yeah, it sounds too good to be true, but in my recent video I've talked about the gear fear, which literally means time investment lost to risk versus reward. And the more efficient you can make gold with time to gold, the less gear fear you will feel. But the premise is when you have just limited playtime, some having very small limited playtime, but they just have an insane gold output. And how do these people do that? And it's pretty simple. There are a lot of professions in the game. There are also a lot of masteries in the game that you can skill. There are also some clade specifics that gives you bonuses on doing certain stuff. For example, when you're playing in Oghmir, you will have a clade advantage when you're extracting ore. So you're gaining much more materials than everybody else. The problem often comes with professions is it needs a lot of preparation. For example, if you want to be a very good ore extractor, you need at least a few months to read all the skills, all the books, or skill up your character that it's profitable of doing that method. The most common method I used, I just calculated when I'm having an Oghmir that is fully skilled on extraction. The only purpose of that character is to log in and extract stuff and sell stuff. And this worked perfectly. And of course you have to know your numbers. You really have to know your numbers. You really have to calculate like a real businessman. I shit you not. But in general, all these methods are the same. You don't have to make an extraction thing. You can also be an alchemist. You can also be just a butcher. Just a butcher. You just use the buy orders. You just buy carcass and you're just selling the raw materials then. Or you're even having a crafter or you have crafting skills, then you can sell these items. And for a new player, I can only say to you, use the buy orders. When you need money fast, you can also just go out there, hunt carcass and sell the carcass to other people. It's good money. And the other guys can take the carcass and can even make a little bit more money out of that. The awesome thing on this whole chain is there are some jobs in this game that can be made with a lot of time effort, and there are a lot of jobs in this game that can be very profitable with very little time effort. And when you're having, for example, a butcher ready in a town where a lot of people farming carcass all the time or selling carcass to the buy orders and stuff, then you just need a character to log in, get to the postman, get all your carcass, butcher all that carcass at the butcher bank, selling all the raw materials, and you're literally just logging in like for 10 or 20 minutes and you're having a lot of profit. And the same for the extraction, the same for the alchemist, the same for nearly every profession in this game. And of course, the whole system only works when people are using the buy orders, so you have to sell it at fair prices. You also have to make buy orders that are profitable for the people just to give you the carcass, for example. For example, a stack of springbok carcass for 5 gold is a good deal. But I bet my ass that this guy could even buy a stack of springbok carcass for 7 gold and still making a little bit of profit. Why? Because he has maybe a friend with awesome advanced cooking skills. And then maybe a stack of springbok is not worth 5 gold, but it's maybe worth 9 gold. So every time when I'm buying a stack of springbok meat for 5 gold a stack, I'm making 3 gold profit just by logging in. Because the stuff is extracted and cooked in like under 2 minutes. So it's literally just calculating, and you can get a lot of money with a very little playtime. The problem, of course, comes with the initial time investment you need, because for some professions, like the alchemy, for example, is very complicated. And you need a lot of materials, and at some location, it's very hard to get these materials. Even when you have a buy order and you're buying a certain item 100 times overpriced, even then some people don't want to transport that. But in general, when you have very limited playtime and you want to really maximize the gold you get the necessary character skills, search a profession you like, and just start the process. And of course, it needs time. For me, a few years back, it needed a few weeks until the people noticed, oh, this guy is paying the same amount of gold or even raising the amount of gold he pays for Kalks, for Granum, and for Zabura all the time, and he's always there, and you can always sell your stuff there, and he will always have buy orders up there. Because for some it's very profitable when you're just standing on a Kalks node for like 20 minutes and you're getting like 60 gold for that or even more. While just being AFK at the Kalks node and just selling that at the broker, and for the extractor, it's also awesome because you just have to go to the postman, just extract the stuff and just sell it to someone else. and then the other guy just have to buy the materials and just craft the armors and weapons and stuff and just sell it on the broker and also having profit from that. And I can tell you, there's no more efficient way of making your time to gold than that. And before someone comments, yeah, but when I'm going into that dungeon for 2 hours, yeah, we are not talking about you going into a dungeon for 2 hours. We are talking about the most effective way of using time to make gold. And I think this is beautiful because it creates player interaction, it creates a player market for stuff. And even when you don't want high preparation and stuff, you can just sell horse bags or bags for some animals and stuff. There's a market for everything. And when you're not in a hurry and you don't need gold fast, then you can just wait until the stuff is bought. But where you can make the most profit from time to gold is literally the buy orders. In Morincourt, for example, it's the rice. In Meduli, it's the seedew, and so on and so on. So you see, there are many ways of using your little time you have and still making a very profitable and good output. But you often need a lot of time, so high initial investment. And secondly, you need patience. It's not a fast process. It's a process that you do over months and months and months. But when you calculate the time you invest then over the months and months just doing that and just the output you get on gold, it's insane. And of course, there are other methods that aren't as efficient as something like this, but is maybe more effective. Of course, it's more effective when you're going into a big dungeon and grinding 100 golds in like little time. But you also have to transport that, the risk involved, the effort involved, the time involved. So for solo players, small groups, or people that don't have are in a very huge guild or don't having access to very high profitable spots on the map and stuff like that, this is a very good method. Just using the professions that are in the game and just using our social community, our mortal community, and bring life to the brokers and bring life to the economy and bring life to the markets of this game. I also have a side note here, and I will just neutrally talk about that. There is territorial control in the game. There are people who have built villages, cities. And we were promised that we one day having a broker and a postman in our own player cities. And it's still not there. And we are still waiting for that. Not blaming Star Wars here. I'm just mentioning it. That this was mentioned in developer stream over 2 years ago. I'm not saying that this should be a priority now. I'm just saying that this could also bring a little bit more life to the player cities and making neutral player cities or making some cities open for other players to interact with each other. And another big thing I wanted to mention here for Star Wars and for the whole community, for everyone. What do you think about more craftable items, more professions, more in the hands of players instead of the hands of vendors? Instead of using more NPC vendors or NPC vendors that are selling items, it could be player made. A lot of stuff could be more player made. Like for example, siege machines and other stuff. Then we don't have to buy the blueprints from an NPC, but we maybe have to buy the blueprints from another player. Or maybe we have to buy the whole siege machine from other players. Like more professions in this game, like more items that going through player hands, going through the player economy to revive the economy a little bit and to further engage people into trading, into socializing in the community. I mean, yeah, I could be wrong with everything I've said. But yeah, please leave your opinion in the comments, would be so nice. What do you do in Mortal? What is your profession in Mortal? I really like to know. So yeah, if you found this video interesting or entertaining, please leave a like and subscribe and share this video, would be so awesome, by the way. So special thanks to all of these channel supporters, of course. Carmel, Locario, Mr. Minerva, Them Tired, Ronus, Partenax, Clone Bulldog, and all the others, of course. So yeah, never forget to make your profession hard. Party hard. See you all next time. Goodbye.